Funny, every time I start a video, am I focusing? Where's my lens messed up? I always end up starting it twice. The first time I mess something up, I do some sort of a thing where I can't talk for a few seconds, and then I have to erase that when I start all over. So anyway, what the vlog's going to be about tonight is I'm going to give Trump a rest tonight. I haven't been able to watch much news today anyway, so I don't know what he's done. And plus, I only got like 7% on my battery, so I couldn't do any. I couldn't research any topics. So anyway, I'm just going to talk tonight. What I'm going to talk about is there's two things that people say you should never talk about that will piss people off. Number one, religion. Number two is politics. Well, I piss people off all the time with my politics, so I might as well talk a little bit about religion, because I like talking about that too. And I kind of had a few words to say about Pat Robertson, the televangelist, about his thinking that Trump, the disrespecting Trump is the reason why the guy in Las Vegas and crazy stuff. I don't even want to go into it because it's so crazy. And this guy claims to be, he claims to be God's messenger or whatever he is. He's a preacher or whatever the fuck he is. Who knows what this guy is? What he is more than anything, he's somebody that takes donations and lives pretty easy. That's what he really is. But anyway, I want to talk a little bit about religion, because there's a difference between religion and the belief in God, and that's what I really want to talk about. You don't have to follow religion to believe in God. I consider myself somebody who believes in God, and I follow no religions. Never would and never will. I absolutely disdain religions that try to categorize people, try to get people to believe a certain way, try to bring in a lot of dogma, stuff to really twist people's minds and make people think that the way they believe is the only way you can believe. So anyway, I disdain that because I grew up in that kind of a environment, and I saw what it did to people and how weird and twisted people got. So anyway, I don't believe any of that stuff. But I do believe in God, and I'm not an atheist. And I think you can do that and be consistent. The thing about atheism, and not that I don't dislike atheists, because I really respect a lot of atheists, because a lot of them have given a lot more time to thinking about this than people that believe in God and read the Bible, or believe in religion and follow their religion and go to church and go to this and go to that and watch all the Bible studies and do all that good stuff. But anyway, a lot of atheists sometimes have really researched stuff more than people that are believers. And I had a friend like that in college. He was an atheist, and he had researched it more than anybody I'd ever known in my life, and he was an atheist, and I really thought he had some really good points. I used to debate him all the time, and he was great at this, and he really knew stuff. The reason I'm not an atheist is because I believe that there's a lot of unanswered questions in this life, and there's a lot of things we have no control over. And my screen's starting to go dim. I hope it's not going dim. So I believe that there's a God because I look at the universe, I look at the world, I think the complexity of it absolutely mandates that there has to be something greater than man, greater than ourselves, greater than human beings. There has to be something there. And the other thing is, about an afterlife. A lot of people believe you got to believe a certain way, or you don't have an afterlife. I'm starting, the older I get, the more I'm starting to feel like an afterlife is around us all the time. I believe that we do live in dimensions, and the dimension we live in right now is just so close to the afterlife. We're literally surrounded by the afterlife. I don't think it's like all of a sudden get buzzed off to some place in the universe. I think that the afterlife is around us all the time. We're among people that are in the afterlife right now. But if there is some sort of penalty in the afterlife, I don't know. I mean, that's the crazy thing. I don't know. I know one thing: life isn't fair. I know that some people are more blessed in this life than other people. And you think that there's got to be some equalization. You can't be somebody that is so overwhelmingly blessed in this life. Look like a guy like Trump. I mean, he is so blessed. He grew up in an extremely wealthy family. He grew up without any desires or wants or needs. He's never been put in a position of compromise or lack or anything like that. That's why he has the personality that he has. It just doesn't seem fair. And then you see other people that grow up in some very poor, humble surroundings where they barely can eke out a living, let alone place to live and maybe even food and, you know, shelter and all that other stuff. It's not fair. It's not fair. So you think that there's got to be something beyond this world that kind of explains why life isn't fair. And for Christ's sakes, life isn't fair. It's not fair. It's never been and it never will be. And I don't care how bad life is, there's always somebody that has a little bit worse. So there is, I believe, something beyond this world that explains why this world isn't understandable. And it really isn't. And you sure as hell don't need Pat Robertson to explain it to you. So anyway, for whatever it's worth, my 2 cents on religion. Like I say, you shouldn't talk about religion and politics. I'm going to break both those rules because I like talking about both of them. So anyway, appreciate you watching. Thank you.